Her hands, still rough from baling hay under a Midwest sun, trembled as they gripped the rifle, the weight of it heavier than the dreams she left behind in a crumbling farmhouse. Emily Harlan was 18, her eyes bright with the innocence of a girl who once chased fireflies, now narrowed through a scope's cold crosshairs. August 15, 2023, Fort Irwin's desolate range. One shot, 4,300 meters, a whisper of wind, and a target pierced with impossible precision. The air stilled, as if the desert itself held its breath. Instructors, grizzled men who'd seen war's every scar, froze, their mockery replaced by a silence that screamed louder than the shot itself. That bullet didn't just hit steel. It tore through the veil of what's possible, leaving a question that haunts the sleepless. Was it skill, or something else? Whispers of her name, Echo, 18, began to echo in classified memos, on dark web threads, in the pauses between official denials. By dawn, the world had a new legend, but the girl who fired the shot was already slipping into shadow, her reflection in the scope revealing not triumph, but a truth too heavy to carry. Before we continue, tell us where in the world are you watching from? And if you're enjoying these stories, make sure to hit subscribe, because tomorrow's episode is absolutely mind-blowing. The Iowa summer stretches endless, a sea of corn whispering secrets to a sky too vast to care, where an 18-year-old girl kneels in the dust, her fingers brushing the rusted teeth of a harvester blade, sharp enough to cut through dreams. Emily Harlan's breath catches, heavy with the scent of earth and debt, her father's voice a ghost in the wind. Stay low, girl, it's safer that way. But the farm's collapse claws at her heels, each unpaid bill a chain dragging her toward a recruiter's booth at the county fair on August 15, 2023, where promises gleam like polished brass, hiding the void beneath. A leaked photo from Fort Benning, timestamp 0900 hours, freezes her unblinking stare as she swears her oath. Those eyes too steady, too sharp, like she already sees the shadow of a scope waiting to claim her. Declassified whispers from 2023 psych eval speak of focus anomalies, a childhood spent staring down stray dogs until they fled, as if she'd always known how to make the world back away. Did the cornfields teach her that stillness? Or was it something deeper, something that watched her from the stalks? Reddit threads from 2024 unearthed letters, sold at auction when the farm went under, her mother's trembling script confessing nightmares of eyes glinting in the fields, watching, waiting. Metal sings the same song, farm or field. Her journal later whispers, a haunting refrain leaked from classified files, the words curling like smoke around questions too heavy to voice. Was she chosen before she chose? A DARPA scout's gaze hidden among the fairground crowd, planting seeds in her mind? FOIA snippets reveal her ASFOB scores, spiking 15% above the rural average. A fluke, they said, but psych profiles hint at VR sims weaving microsuggestions, threads of guilt blooming like frost across a windowpane. Did she walk toward the rifle? Or did it call her name, its cold barrel echoing the harvester's bite? The silence of those fields lingers, heavy with what she left behind, and heavier still with what found her there, waiting in the shadows of a life she never meant to lose. Dust devils dance across the Mojave's scarred skin, clawing up the scent of cordite and fierce sweat, a bitter haze that chokes the recruits at Fort Irwin, where the desert's vastness mirrors the void growing inside Emily Harlan. Her boots carved deliberate tracks through the sand, each step a betrayal of the girl who laughed at prom, her breath now measured, pulling not air but the fraying threads of who she was, unraveling with every crack of simunition rounds. In the barracks, where shadows pool like spilled ink, she moves like a specter, her hands steady as they cradle brass casings, cold as the fireflies she once held gently, their glow snuffed out by the weight of guilt coiling in her gut, whispering that every perfect shot is a theft from her own soul. Leaked 2023 training logs, buried in Army archives, mark her at 98% accuracy by week 3, a number that defies the 65% female average. But psych audits whisper of enhanced proprioception, her nocturnal sketches of blurred targets bleeding with unspoken refusal, as if her hands obey a will not her own. A suppressed 2024 video, clawed back from dark web forums, shows her blindfolded, dry-firing through screaming winds, each click defying physics. DARPA's in 3 neurotech trials, declassified in 2025, hint at headsets that don't just read, but rewrite, shaving 200 milliseconds off instinct, leaving viewers to wonder, did the tech learn her flinches? or erase them. Reddit /r/conspiracy threads from early 2024 pulse with spotter logs. Her eyelid twitches syncing with distant mirages, echoing Aliyah Moldagulova's wartime, which cite a prelude to grief as she outpaces peers, her guilt a survivor's scar for leaving them behind. Graffiti etched in her bunk. Fields don't forgive. Calls back to Iowa's unforgiving dirt. FOIA evals noting her cortisol spiking yet her hands unshaken. A paradox that chills. Is she prodigy or puppet, forged in will or guilt's relentless hammer? Ex-posts from @ShadowOp logs in 2024 weave her to Echo Protocol. Whispers of Mkultra's ghost in adolescent trials. Hyperempathy threading her scope to a target's pulse. An obsessive loop tightening. What if her first kill wasn't just paper, but flesh already staining her dreams? The silence between commands grows heavier. Each pause a mirror reflecting eyes that no longer feel like hers, staring back with a question that haunts. Who aimed her before she ever pulled the trigger? At 0437 hours, under a Mojave sky bruised purple by the pre-dawn's merciless chill, the desert range at Fort Irwin fell silent, a hush so deep it swallowed sound itself. As Emily Harlan pressed her cheek to the rifle stock, her world collapsing into a single thread of light slicing through 4,300 meters of unforgiving void. Her heartbeat fused with the weapon's pulse, a singular exhale loosing the shot that shattered not just steel, but the fragile shell of who she was. The distant thunderclap of impact echoing back not as triumph, but as a fracture, guilt flooding in hot, relentless waves, as if the bullet carried the ghost of a man's final gasp, its copper tang staining her tongue with the weight of what she'd unleashed. Declassified ballistics reports from June 12, 2024, whisper impossibilities. 0.02 milliradian deviation, defying 2022 DARPA models. Yet her youth, barely 18, sparks darker questions, whispers of RENet neural lace trials bleeding into her nerves, her post-shot tremors masked by adrenaline but betrayed by journal leaks. The wind tasted like apology. Grainy helmet cam footage, clawed from /r/UFO's depths, captures a 12-knot wind shear spiking, verified by Meter logs. Yet her anticipatory calm, noted in redacted psych evals, chills the blood. Was it her childhood locket, clutched mid-breath, anchoring her? Or did the scope itself whisper corrections, an unseen hand guiding her exhale? X threads from @Leak Vault 2025 hold fragments of suppressed audio. Instructors' stunned silence mirroring Rosa Shanina's 1945 confessions of ghostly aim, while speculation swirls. Grief-induced dissociation, where Emily saw not a target, but its family photos flickering in the reticle, a hallucination that tightens the chest. FOIA documents unearth a comms blackout during Exercise Phantom Veil, echoing 1943 Soviet sniper purges, amplifying the unease of her Iowa roots. The farmstead's isolation now a callback in her scrawled words. Fields don't forgive, fueling paranoia. Was the shot preordained, a thread pulled by unseen hands? Barely Sociable's pixel dives into viral clips reveal glitches, hints of DARPA's INI program fusing AI to her nerves, leaving a question that claws at the mind. Was it her finger on the trigger, or guilt's puppet strings, pulling her into an obsession that replays the ricochet in dreams, each echo a confession she cannot unhear? By September 2024, metals gleam like false stars pinned to Emily Harlan's dress blues. Their shine a cruel mockery against the Nevada parade ground's hollow cheers, each clap a nail driven deeper into the chamber of her skull, where the legend of Echo 18 blooms in flashbulbs and whispers, yet tightens the noose of remorse around her throat. She stands taller, sharper, a silhouette carved in brass and blood, but in stolen moments, staring into the desert's endless night, grief hollows her eyes, eroding the girl who once nursed sparrow wings, now bound to the sniper's creed. One life erased for the myth of many saved, each ribbon a thorn piercing deeper. Official DoD pressers crown her 6,000-meter shot the pinnacle of prodigy, echoing Ludmila Pavlichenko's 1942 tour that glossed over 309 kills. But leaked psych reports from 2024 whisper of intrusive ideation, N3 interface feedback loops amplifying guilt. Her ex-burner post, metals heavier than memories. A raw callback to the enlistment oath that stole her breath. /r/conspiracy threads flare in late 2024, dissecting a spotter's suicide note. She aimed through time. Its echo in Aliyah Moldagulova's 1944 prophetic kills fueling questions. Did DARPA's Inspire program, declassified in 2025, gift her foresight or curse her with visions of an unshot future? Her hollowed smiles and gala reels haunting viewers with obsession's grip? Dark web vet affidavits from 2025 detail Red Team Ops, where her precision chilled brass, mirroring Rosa Shanina's 59 kill blaze before her 1945 fall. Psych speculation pointing to grief as sabotage. Her sim hesitations hinting at a soul resisting its own myth. Who scrubbed her tally from 20 to 1? Grainy gala footage catches her fingers twitching over a locket, tracing scars only she sees. FOIA emails from February 2025 flagging bleed-over risks. Paranoia whispering that each cheer is a surveillance pulse. Her isolation a gilded cage of applause. Y-file-style breakdowns of her EEG spikes. Matching Neuralink's 2025 betas. Threat obsession tighter. A leaked dossier. The target's farm life mirroring her Iowa roots. Stoking suspicion. Did the crown forge her legend, or does she wear it to hide the bleeding? Each thorn a memory she cannot unpin. On April 8, 2025, a solar flare's electromagnetic howl tore through the Mojave silence, swallowing signals and secrets alike, leaving Emily Harlan, Echo, 18, the girl who pierced the impossible, dissolved into static, her bunk stripped to bare metal save for a single brass casing, etched with cornstalk runes, glinting like a final, unanswered prayer. Grief devoured the headlines, a ravenous maw chewing through whispers of her name. Her final transmission, the scope never blinks, a confession dripping with the raw ache of a soul unmoored, guilt's last thread fraying in the vast, indifferent dark where myths go to die alone. FOIA records mark the flare as Phantom Veil Shadow, a 2025 blackout echoing Ludmila Pavlichenko's quiet 1957 fade into trauma's haze. But ex-sleuths at Shadow Op logs unearthed server logs of geofenced access, her digital footprint severed, sparking whispers of ionized shutdowns, induced amnesia splintering her dreams into untargeted lives, each fragment a weight she couldn't carry. /r/unresolved mysteries threads from 2025 weave tales of sister echoes. 3 under 20 assets vanished post-outliers, mirroring Rosa Shanina's 1944 plane accident. DARPA's ARINET trials noting 30% neural rejection. The question burning. Was it extraction or erasure? Her obsession snuffed in a flare-blinded escape? Her leaked journal's final scrawl. Guilt is the truest bullet. Calls back to Iowa's harvester blade. Paranoia spiking. Was the flare nature's scream or a kill switch pulse? Culture's adolescent echoes in 1953 subprojects whispering of enhancements that stole her choice? Dark web dumps from 2025 reveal budget ghosts for Harlan Protocol serums, dismissed like Pavlichenko's atropine boosts, fueling speculation. Did she fade willingly, atoning for a shot she can't unfire, or was she silenced, the scope's gaze turning inward to haunt her? A 2025 vet confession video, Wendigoon's archival chill in its grainy frame, carries her voiceover's echo. Legends don't grieve. They just stop, cementing suspicion, guilt the anomaly that pulls every thread taut, leaving only silence, a scope that never blinks, watching us as we watch her vanish, forever caught in its unyielding stare.